Bitcoin ETF has now been approved. This is about so much more than just money, so much more than fulfilling our own personal greed. This is about standing up and fighting against the evil bankers who created the fiat system in the first place. On the very first Bitcoin, there's a catchphrase minted. It was the cover of an Israel newspaper. It was, "The Chancellor approves bank bailouts." Actually, copies of that newspaper sell for $1 million. Interestingly enough, the first coin of Kaspa has a Bible quote on it. "Do on now what you want with your brothers and sisters with the rest of this gold according to the will of your God." Because, of course, the man who is spearheading this fight against the evil globalist bankers, and this is the exact same fight that Joan of Arc has been in. This is the exact same fight that Napoleon Bonaparte was doing, George Washington, and now it's Satoshi. You might not have seen the battlefield. You have helped with this fight. You have helped overthrow their evil doing, but this is a small victory. And remember, just because you have an amazing new technology like fire, it can keep you warm, it can cook your food, it can scare away wolves, it can also burn a person alive, destroy an entire village. So we have to remember that while this blockchain right now is being phrased as something as freedom, we can use our imagination here, okay? The Chinese are already launching their own CBDC. They're probably gonna attach it to the social credit score. If you misbehave at all on the subway, or you don't do exactly what your doctor told you to, you are not getting tickets to the ball game. You're never getting on an airplane again. We're just touching the surface on how powerful blockchain technology is. And in the scenario where it gets in the hand of wrong people, Kanye West has been attacked by the media recently for spewing out a bunch of wrongthink. They actually went and cut his bank account off. They shut him down. They're like, you can't even bank with Wells Fargo anymore. This is the type of control that the governments could get over a CBDC. And secretly right now, as BlackRock is getting involved with Bitcoin, we may see this as a match to victory. This is also extremely dangerous, and we are now treaded in shark-infested water. Just recently, they had Kramer was starting to talk bullishly on Bitcoin. This is just hinting into, once you get these stockbroker type people involved and you start having massive news catalysts, notice how we haven't made any leverage trade callouts on Kaspa yet, because as a pattern trader, we want it to just be clear weather. We don't want insiders, the SEC, the board, like in stock markets. Oh, at the end of the month, the options settle out. We have a new earnings report coming up. We have another merger over here. This is news-related trading, and this is how they weave in, buy the rumors, sell the news, patterns failing out, everything like that. There's actually people that will be behind the scenes just looking to rip retail off. Now, we've had a beautiful run, and Kaspa not even being listed on any major tier 1 exchanges yet, and it was also fairly launched. There's nobody manipulating Kaspa. So as a trader, this is absolutely a beautiful crypto to handle. The patterns are going to perform finally the way that they're supposed to. And this is, of course, even if you're a hodler, going to attract more people in. The whole advantage of this ETF is you're getting rid of self-custody, especially for elder people who aren't crypto savvy. There's going to be an added weight for this to start trickling down into our favorite altcoins, specifically including Kaspa. We can see right now Kaspa just tested the outside of this flag formation, but I'm a personal believer that this breakout for Kaspa probably isn't going to come till February. We forget our history lessons so fast. Remember, Kaspa was running way behind everything else right before the God candle. Everything else was running, and then finally it came around and it was Kaspa's turn to pick up liquidity, and we absolutely took off. History tends to repeat itself, so we might see the same here. The rest of our favorite cryptos could absolutely go flying, and Kaspa could be like a coiled cobra waiting to strike. Ethereum is super hot right now. We're going to cover setting up leverage trades for the Ethereum because we just jumped over an X-axis Fibonacci repeating line all the way off the tops of the 2021 peak. This is massive for Ethereum, and it's now starting to enter into a type of a price discovery where the sky's the limit for Ethereum. We could easily see almost a double up, I believe, by the springtime. With Kaspa, we can see right now they have these ambassadors set up all throughout Africa. So El Salvador is the only country that's using Bitcoin as a payment system. Kaspa is designed to be like the most superior to Bitcoin, and it will actually be an applicable payment system flawlessly once the Caspian wallet is updated. Notice all the 28 different languages on your Caspian wallet. Those are the hotspots where they're sending ambassador money. Some of the haters have jumped on and be like, I know Kaspa's paying you. Kaspa's not paying any American promoters to get retail to buy it. They're paying people in third world countries who are involved in the lumber yards, whose uncle owns the port where all the commerce takes place, so they can actually get real world use, which is the difference between your pipe dream narrative crypto and your actual gem, like a Kaspa. We're going to go into more details on this all throughout this weekend, including IMF files from the government in the entire African region that detail how big these mobile payments are. As Americans, we don't use that. Overseas, they don't have ATMs. If you want to buy anything at a store, you want to get gas for your car, or over there it would be a scooter, you need a cell phone and you need a mobile payment system, hands down. We're also going to get more into the nerdy effect. We all know Testnet 11 is going on right now, increasing the block speed. But what about block size? So Bitcoin's block maximum is 1 megabyte. Ethereum has no limits, only restricted by gas fees will start getting too high on how big the blocks for ETH can get. Kaspa, like Ethereum, is one of the only coins that has no restrictions on block size. Often, Bitcoin does act as a way that we can measure liquidity in the crypto market, just how people look at how big the USTD chart is and USDC chart is. Bitcoin's the same thing, even more so now. And the smart money knows which cryptos actually can work in the real world and which ones are just narratives, often tokens, because they don't involve as much work because they're built on top of another blockchain. Tokens will be these kind of concept piece. Our favorite leverage position right now, of course, this isn't financial advice, is Ethereum. We think that Ethereum is looking strong even with just a 5x. It's not like it's going to dip back down to 1900 and change anytime soon. That could be a nice payday. Looking into the future, cash that out, and now you've got a bag that you can to leverage trade into the 2025 bull market, which can completely change your bottom line. Once you get comfortable with leverage trading, now you can turn around and short some of these terrible narratives, some of the coins that you just know were bad news. They might get a bit of a run up and you can ride them all the way back down, giving you an added layer of bonus and payout. We're getting into content that we're going to be releasing in the future. Thanks for checking out this video, guys. We'll catch you on the next one.